Imagine spending years like building a reputation as the loudest, most chaotic group in an industry,
Right.
only to realize your greatest weapon is, well, suddenly turning the volume down.
It was crazy. The teasers dropped and the fandom just went completely silent.
Picture the visuals. You have this dystopian, ash-covered New York City, a generic local news desk appears out of nowhere, and suddenly, A-list Hollywood actors are right there on the screen, completely deadpan.
In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. Stray Kids had just pulled off the scariest, most unexpected crossover in history.
Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
So today's deep dive is an exploration of a massive stack of sources we've curated just for you.
Yeah, we are pulling from Koreaboo, Rolling Stone, ET Online, plus this incredibly intricate YouTube analysis by Annie Young SKZ.
And some really vivid live concert reviews, too. Our mission today is to completely deconstruct the phenomenon that is the Chk Chk Boom comeback.
Because, I mean, it is so much more than just a catchy title track.
Yeah.
What you are looking at is basically a masterclass in subversion.
Exactly. We are analyzing industry strategy, visual storytelling, and how a group manipulates its own fandom culture to cement a legacy.
We really have to start with the sheer shock value of that headline, though. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman gatecrashing a K-pop comeback.
When you first see it, it genuinely feels like a glitch in the Matrix. Like, what is happening?
Right, but understand the gravity of this. We kind of have to rewind to 2021.
Yeah, this wasn't just some sudden corporate branding deal orchestrated in a boardroom. You actually have to trace the roots of this epic crossover back to Stray Kids' appearance on Mnet's Kingdom, Legendary War.
For those unfamiliar with it, Kingdom is this grueling television competition where top K-pop groups try to, outstage one another.
And Stray Kids delivered this incredibly high-energy theatrical performance that was inspired entirely by the movie Deadpool.
It wasn't just cosplay either. It was a perfect mashup of K-pop precision and, like, Marvel's fourth wall-breaking humor.
And Ryan Reynolds, who practically lives on the internet, he actually saw it.
He did. He publicly praised their authenticity and inventive style. And that sparked this years-long, very public bromance.
It's fascinating because it wasn't just a fleeting celebrity interaction. Fast forward through years of social media shoutouts, and we get to that 2024 Marvel Korea interview.
Oh, yeah, the one promoting the Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
Exactly. Bang Chan and Felix were sitting there interviewing Ryan and Hugh, and Ryan casually jokes that you can only get into his exclusive club if you're a member of Stray Kids.
He even specified that they don't let you in if you're just wearing a Deadpool suit. Only Stray Kids.
Right, which totally laid the psychological groundwork for the fans. But no one, and I mean no one, actually expected the punchline to be a music video.
Which brings us to the main event. The Chk Chk Boom music video drops. The very first thing you see is Hugh Jackman in full Wolverine garb.
With the adamantium claws fully extended.
Yeah, doing a local weather report.
A meteorological task perfectly suited for a mutant, apparently.
It is so jarring. And he's immediately interrupted by Ryan Reynolds, sitting at a CCB News anchor desk.
Acting as this frantic news anchor reporting on mysterious phenomena, the aesthetic clash is just incredible.
You have the sleek, highly stylized, heavily produced K-pop universe colliding head-on with this gritty Hollywood superhero chaos.
And if you look at the studio footage from the YouTube making film, the contrast gets even better.
You really see the factual mechanics of how this came together, like that line Ryan delivers at the anchor desk where he looks into the camera and says, "And yes, it involves furniture."
Wait, I heard that was improvised.
Entirely improvised on the spot.
That is hilarious. And later in the video, Ryan actually shows up on set in the full Deadpool suit, jokingly asking the members if the group needs an older, less agile member.
But looking at the behind-the-scenes footage, the absolute best part is Bang Chan's reaction.
Oh, he was completely starstruck. He had no idea Ryan was actually going to bring and wear the real movie suit.
Chan even admitted he secretly just wanted to steal the suit for himself.
What I love about that behind-the-scenes source is the duality of K-pop idols. Like, on one side of the studio, you have this massive global crossover happening with Hollywood royalty.
Right.
And on the other side, Han, one of the main rappers, is walking around the set with a random slice of cheesecake practically thrown on his neck.
Treating it like emergency rations.
Exactly. Or Lee No, the group's dance leader, the director had him do 10 different versions of this incredibly cute A-ing cat pose for the camera.
Completely undercutting the dystopian, tough guy aesthetic of the set.
But the fan meltdown was instantaneous. Korean netizens, the Knets, and international fans completely flooded social media.
I read the Weaver servers were literally struggling to keep up.
They were. There was this one viral TikTok edit set to Saudi song Best Friend that just perfectly captured the fandom's mood.
Oh, I saw that. It showed Bang Chan and Ryan Reynolds laughing and making a hand heart together.
Yeah, and the creator's caption just read, "Not Chan becoming Ryan's property."
Okay, I had to push back here, though.
Uh-oh.
Look, I get the hype. It's hilarious. But looking at this purely from an industry perspective, dropping Wolverine and Deadpool into a music video feels, kind of like a massive crutch.
Really? A crutch?
Yeah. If the song is supposed to be this brilliant standalone piece of art, why distract us with Ryan Reynolds? Is this actually serving the narrative of the Added album, or is it just a stunt to guarantee viral views?
It's a completely fair question. But if you look at how the rollout was structured, it's not a crutch, it's a Trojan horse.
How so?
By placing two massive movie stars in the very first frame, it establishes a surreal, rule-breaking universe. It signals to the audience that this specific comeback is not playing by the usual K-pop rules. You need a distraction that large to prepare the audience for the fact that the music itself is about to completely subvert their expectations.
And that's a perfect transition, because that's not even the wildest part of this comeback. Wait until you hear the secret meaning netizens uncovered, hidden in the audio track itself.
That level of artistic restraint didn't just silence their critics on YouTube, it completely rewired how we understand their music.
To understand the sheer genius of Chk Chk Boom, you really have to understand Stray Kids' signature sound.
Right.
For years, the group, and specifically their in-house production trio, 3RACHA, have been notoriously known for loud, chaotic, aggressive music.
We're talking tracks like God's Menu and Thunderous.
Exactly, as high-octane, industrial, high-BPM noise music, and they wear that noise label as a badge of honor.
It's like a horror director relying on massive, deafening jump scares for 5 straight movies, and then suddenly making a psychological thriller where the monster is never shown.
The silence is actually scarier than the noise.
Yes. When Chk Chk Boom first dropped, some netizens initially felt the song was too normal or underwhelming because it lacked that typical abrasive drop.
But a brilliant deep dive by the YouTube channel Anyong SKZ explains exactly why that feeling was a highly calculated trap.
I love that video. It breaks down the 9 irregularities of this comeback.
Yeah, and when you understand them, it completely changes how you hear the song.
Let's look at irregularities 1 and 2. The superhero cameo itself is irregularity 1.
Because it throws you off balance.
Right. But irregularity 2 is musical. Han opens the track.
Which is incredibly disruptive for them. Normally, you expect a Stray Kids song to just kick the door down. You expect Changbin's raspy Spitfire rap or Felix's demonic deep voice.
But Han's vocal tone is melodic. It's rhythmic. By having him open, it immediately shifts the tone from an aggressive assault to a confident groove.
Then we hit irregularity 3, which focuses on Changbin.
He is usually attacking the beat with this relentless hunger.
But here, he utilizes this incredibly relaxed, laid-back flow. The lyrics are about being overfull on victory. He's flipping the script. It's no longer about the desperate hunger of a rookie trying to win. It's about the swagger of a veteran who has already eaten up the entire industry.
Which ties perfectly into the album title, At.
Exactly. Then you have the visual and structural cues, which are irregularities 4 and 5. Throughout the music video, you see these prominent square frames isolating the members.
And Anyong SKZ points out that this visually represents the group literally thinking outside the box, stepping beyond their established boundaries.
And right as that visual peaks, we get irregularity 5. IN, the Mnet, the youngest member of the group, takes center stage during the bridge.
To confidently declare, "There's nothing I can't do."
Putting the youngest member center stage to deliver the thesis statement of the album is just such a flex.
It really is. But
Yeah.
for me, the ultimate bait and switch happens with irregularities 6 and 8.
Oh, the vocal arrangement.
Yeah. In a typical Stray Kids song, there is a moment where the music drops away and Felix comes in with this subterranean, cavernous sub-bass voice that anchors the chorus.
Fans expect it like a physical bass drop. If he's your bias, you were dying waiting for it.
But in Chk Chk Boom, they withhold it. They swap the roles entirely. Bang Chan takes that deep bass part instead.
And Felix? He gets moved all the way to the second hook.
By withholding that expected dopamine hit, it creates immense musical tension. The listener has to lean in closer, waiting for the release that the group is intentionally delaying.
And all of this culminates in Irregularity 9, the overall sonic landscape.
Right, instead of mashing up EDM, trap, and heavy metal guitars like they usually do, they exercise massive restraint.
They anchor the track with a Latin club vibe. It's this blend of hip-hop and reggaeton, complete with Spanish lyrics like Vamos en la vida loca.
It is the ultimate clapback to the critics who claim their music was just directionless noise. They proved they can execute a restrained, mainstream, rhythmic sound effortlessly without losing an ounce of their identity.
And the physical dedication required to pull this off is staggering.
Oh, the shoot in New York.
Yes. Going back to that making film source, there's a fascinating detail about the New York City shoot. Because of strict noise ordinances in Manhattan, they couldn't blast the playback music out loud while filming the choreography on the streets.
Which is terrifying for a dancer. K-pop choreography relies heavily on auditory cues, The sound of sneakers squeaking, the bass vibrating through the floor, breathing in sync.
Exactly. But the members had to shoot this intense, highly synchronized dance routine in total silence.
Relying completely on the track, playing in their tiny in-ear monitors.
You are asking 8 people to maintain aggressive, precision timing in a vacuum with New York City traffic passing by.
It really highlights the sheer professionalism behind this irregular concept. They took away the noise in the production, and they literally had to take away the noise on the street.
And the result was brilliant.
If you love staying updated on your favorites and uncovering these hidden KT updates, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope K Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
For sure. And coming up, we'll look at the historic chart milestones this specific strategy triggered and the shocking 2026 live performance that proved Stray Kids are basically unstoppable.
Because abandoning your usual formula is a massive risk. You risk alienating your core fans who showed up specifically for that loud, chaotic energy.
But looking at the Billboard data, that level of artistic restraint didn't just earn critical praise. It completely rewired their global market cap.
The numbers paint a very clear picture. Based on the data from our Outlook, Respawn, and Wikipedia sources, the 8EP hit #1 on the Billboard 200.
But it wasn't just a #1. This milestone made Stray Kids the first group in the history of the chart to debut at #1 with their first 5 consecutive chart entries.
That is basically an all-kill on the global charts, and physical sales mirrored that success. The album sold 3 million copies, earning a highly coveted triple million certification from the Korea Music Content Association.
But we have to ask why. Why did a restrained, mid-tempo reggaeton track translate to such a massive commercial spike compared to their aggressive anthems?
Because it broadened their demographic exponentially. An industrial EDM track is incredible in an arena, but it's hard to play in a coffee shop.
Very true.
A reggaeton-infused track has infinite replayability. It opened them up to the Latin market and casual listeners who might have found their older music too intimidating.
And that accessibility turned viral moments into ticket sales. The subsequent dominant world tour saw an 82% rise in concert revenue.
82%. We are looking at a gross of over $185.9 million.
Their agency, JYP Entertainment, reported a 342% spike in their touring income.
And remember that Bromance with Ryan Reynolds? It paid off musically, too. Stray Kids actually recorded an original song called Slash for the official Deadpool and Wolverine movie soundtrack.
They conquered Hollywood and the Billboard charts simultaneously, like they never took a hiatus.
Which brings us to the culmination of all this momentum. Fast forward to the sources reviewing their headlines set at the 2026 Governor's Ball in New York.
They are approaching their 10-year anniversary as a group, and this performance was essentially a cinematic victory lap.
The scene described in the GovBall live review is unreal. Imagine an epic, sweeping guitar overture played by a live rock band.
The members walk out toward the main stage, and during their performance, a bounce back.
Which is this incredibly confident ode to surviving industry setbacks.
Yeah, they set off these massive red smoke bombs. The whole stage took on this rebellious, post-apocalyptic feel.
Almost referencing that dystopian New York from the Chk Chk Boom video.
But reading the crowd accounts, there was also this heavy, bittersweet emotion in the air.
Yeah, Sungmin was unfortunately absent from the performance due to an injury.
And you have to understand, Sungmin is the stabilizing vocal presence of the group. He is their emotional anchor.
The stays in the crowd, their dedicated fandom, felt that absence deeply. The dynamic on stage shifts when you lose a core pillar of your vocal line.
But they adapted beautifully, and the sheer musicality they displayed to cover that gap was top tier.
At one point, To highlight their self-produced authenticity, Bang Chan literally stood center stage, beatboxed a rhythm pattern, and started assigning parts to the live drummer and bassist in real time.
He built the arrangement right there in front of the audience, stacking the instruments until it transitioned seamlessly into a massive live band rendition of Chk Chk Boom.
That is the ultimate flex of a self-producing idol group. They aren't just performers executing a pre-planned routine, they are musicians manipulating their own catalog in real time.
And as a reward for the longtime fans who stuck with them through the noise era, they threw in a massive surprise.
An EDM rock version of Side Effects.
That is a notoriously polarizing experimental psytrance track from their early years
Yeah.
that they hadn't performed live since 2023.
Bringing it back for their 10th anniversary was a massive full circle moment.
I have to ask you to reflect on this for a second. We've talked about their history of noise music, the loud, aggressive sound that defined them, and the risk they took by abandoning it. Looking at this 10-year trajectory, did stripping away their usual noise for this comeback actually make their musical message louder?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Evolving their sound, mastering that irregularity, and proving they can dominate a mainstream groove without losing their core identity, well, that is the exact mechanism that cemented their longevity.
You cannot sustain a 10-year career in K-pop by doing the exact same thing every time.
No, the novelty wears off. You survive by forcing the industry to constantly adapt to your new rules.
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a deep dive into the artists shaping the global Hallyu wave.
So we leave you with a new question to mull over. If Stray Kids manage to conquer Hollywood, dominate the global economy, and completely silence their critics simply by exercising restraint and mastering irregularity, what unwritten rule of the music industry will they shatter next as they step into their second decade?
Could their next move be abandoning the traditional K-pop comeback structure altogether? I mean, you've already eaten the industry of what's left on the menu.
You've been listening to Starscope K Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.